My name is J. Henry Glazer. I'm 88 years of age. I grew up in the Bronx of New York. I'm a veteran of World War II and Korea, and I've spent a lot of time in the U.S. Navy, retiring as a captain. I retired as the chief counsel for NASA Ames Research Center. Before that, I was counsel in Geneva, Switzerland, to the United Nations. After working for NASA, I came to San Francisco, where I opened a small law office in Chinatown in the Empress of China building. I've been living in San Francisco ever since, and that is where I take my home today at 1110 Taylor Street on Nob Hill. I no longer own this house. It belongs to the Regents of the University of California for the use and benefit of the University of California, San Francisco. I gave this donation to the Regents as a memorial to Zelda the Glazer. We had always seen this house on Nob Hill, and it was in ruins. It looked terrible. It turned out to be that it was the coach's house of the Flood Mansion, which now is a Pacific Union Club on Nob Hill. My wife and I begged, borrowed, and stole to put the money down, and we purchased this house in the early 1970s. It had to be rebuilt. We love this house, no, we shall. And so I give it to UCSF with that background. Zelda very much didn't want it to be torn down. And I have to say, she is the one who saved it and put her heart and soul in it. My dear wife was the victim of some horror called glioblastoma multiforme. Even the name of it is a horror. It's a brain cancer that is fatal. I promised her that she would die in this house and no other place. I gave up my law practice, and I took care of my wife for the entire she had in the year that she still lived. And she passed away in 2001. But I was her only caregiver in this horror that she had. Downstairs, you'll see an unusual book. It's about 600 pages. It's called a logbook. What I did was something that I had learned in the Navy, that you have a logbook and you enter every hour when you're at sea. You have to enter every hour in the logbook of what occurred. And I undertook to do that, and I did for the entire year. When that book was finished and my wife was gone, the head of neurosurgery at UCSF, Dr. Mitchell Berger, he was amazed by the logbook. And he told me he had never seen anything like it in all of his years of practice. Regrettably and unfortunately, I don't have any family left. I have one brother in Arizona and his wife, and no one else. And my dear wife had no one else either on her side. Because of Dr. Berger's interest so deeply, I decided to give it to UCSF as a memorial to Zelda d'Angleterre Glazer. When I first met Zelda, it changed my entire life. I've been all over the world. I've lived in Geneva. I've lived in Vienna. And what I didn't live in Europe, the Navy took me out into the Pacific. And I have had incredible dates in my life. And I have never seen so many, such a gorgeous, incredibly beautiful woman that came down that staircase. I had never seen anyone as gorgeous as that lady. Really not. She used to fly for a Greek airline when she was 17 or 18. And she found out that in many cities, there's always a hotel, always a hotel, that's called the Hotel d'Angleterre. She wanted to be in life an owner of a French-style perfumery. That was her goal. She was determined to own a French-style perfumery only on top of Nob Hill. She came up with a business plan, but she did get it in the Stanford court because the general manager happened to be French. And so she had the dream of her dream. She had a French-style perfume. I remember our advertising was take a cable car to Nob Hill for the Parfumerie d'Angleterre. She was an avid reader, and she liked the classics. She had different names herself. Instead of calling her Zelda, I called her Malpise or Emile Zola. When Sir Arthur Conan Doyle came along, she was Holmes and I was Watson. So it was like that. She was an incredibly beautiful and very, very interesting woman. We had many events here with friends, many, and it was always that way through the years. And of course, her business was just across the street, and so it was a very wonderful life. I'm so happy that she at least had that life.
Here in this place, we built a home. There's nothing made better from stone. We love this house and always shout.